injury, and even tennis elbow, and would like to learn about how there are treatments that may benefit you, go to drjuanyordan.com, then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. and hear from health professionals doing these treatments and patients who have benefited from them. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. Next Generation MD, right here on The Source.
Animas Foundation is the name of the Ocala-based nonprofit sanctuary dedicated to the rescue and rehabilitation of wild and domestic animals. Animas, plainly stated, needs your 100% tax-deductible donation, which will go directly to animal care. This sanctuary is run solely on donations. There are so many questions to answer. Please call 843-6379, and they will explain to you how these creatures that live among us are cared for. Please call 843-6379. Thank you. Share the love this spring with Oak Ridge Dental Care. Oak Ridge Dental Care is having a canned food drive now till June 21st. So the next time you come in to have your teeth checked, just bring in 10 cans with you and you will receive 10% off your visit. Oak Ridge Dental Care is located at 9590 Southwest Highway 200. Call with questions, 414-4952. Please note, offers not to apply towards account balances or dental services already delivered, and not in conjunction with any other offers, discounts, or reduced fees plans. Just Google it. Oak Ridge Dental Care.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala!
All right, 22 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. All right, I heard something years ago, and I want to tell you about it. I heard when the video recorders first started. I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but when video recorders first started coming out, it was a huge deal. You could record your TV shows. Remember this?
Oh,
but
yeah.
But apparently they were too expensive. Nobody was buying them. And then all of a sudden they started selling. And what happened was the porn people, the people who make adult movies,
yes,
they started offering their movies as VHS tapes or beta tapes or whatever they had in those days, right? Mm-hmm. And so did Disney at the same time. Have you ever heard this?
I heard it from you.
So Disney started and I guess it all started happening at the same time. I'm guessing so did MGM and all the other movie makers. Okay. But what would happen is Dad would come home, okay? And Dad would say to the wife, hey, look what I got. I got one of these new machines that plays movies. Wow, cool. What are we going to watch on it? Well, I got a Disney movie in my briefcase. Let's pop it in, kids. And so he'd set it up and put it in. And then later on, he'd say to his wife, look at this other movie I got. Look at this other one. And so the theory was that the porn industry, whether you want to call it that or not, mm-hmm. was responsible for the advent of the home personal video recorder. Okay.
I believe that.
And they were saying, so every time I saw somebody with one, mm-hmm. I'd say, oh, you know what I heard? And then I would tell them that story. They would say, well, that's not true for me. I did not. Well, guess what? Everybody lies.
Yes.
And now we know that everybody lies for a fact. I mean, I was wondering. Now we know for a fact. And Seth Stephens-Davidowitz is on the phone. I hope I said his name right. He's written this book, Everybody Lies. And this isn't just speculation. Yeah. This is based on data. This is based on the things you go to online. So you know that I go to Amazon and maybe some other sites. Seth, good morning, Seth. Seth is a New York Times op-ed contributor, a former Google data scientist. He's got so many credentials. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning.
I thought maybe you weren't there. I thought maybe I was lying.
You scared him away.
Yeah. Thank you for being on our show this morning. Yeah, this is
no. That's a perfect lead into my book, talking about porn. So
yeah, so
it's a theme of my book.
So if I asked
and
you,
nothing can scare me away. Trust me.
Okay,
oh, good.
When was the last time you actually went to a porn site?
Everybody lies.
Everybody lies.
I've never been.
Good answer.
I've never been.
Good answer.
I've never been.
Good answer. So this is a fascinating. So this is an amazing idea you had. First of all, to write this book, but how hard was it to actually get the information in the book?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of work, scraping data sets and cleaning up data sets and talking to people and companies to get data. But the idea behind the book is on the Internet, the data we collect on the Internet, we can find for the first time what people are really like, what they really want, what they're really doing, and we can kind of cut through the lies that we've been told for so long.
Do you know, one of the places I often wonder about is in book reviews. A good example is if there's a book review, for example, on a on a team, let's say a football team, you will see 5-star reviews and you will see 1-star reviews. And the only thing I can figure is, how could the book be horrible and great at the same time?
Yes.
The only thing I can figure is the people who don't like that team will never give it a good review. They're always going to hate it, even though the book might be awesome.
Yeah. Yep. I think we lie to ourselves. We think we're more objective than we are, but we tend to be very influenced by these kind of allegiances we have.
So how do we know that the data isn't skewed?
Well, I think most data is skewed. That's kind of one of my points of this book. If you talk to people in surveys, it's skewed. If you look at social media data, it's skewed. But I think there are some data sets that people are really, really honest to. And one of them that I feature a lot in this book is Google. I think people tell things to Google that they don't tell anyone else. And we're able to see patterns here that really can change how we think about who we are.
And sometimes, communities themselves are skewed, because I know we have a big event here in Ocala last year, Light Up Ocala, and Larry and I were there, and Larry made a good observation where everybody gets along no matter what the race or creed you are, and sometimes that information is skewed.
Yeah, exactly. And I've done a lot of research on racism. It's one area where, there's a lot of lies. If you ask people, are you racist? Most people say no. But on Google, people make racist searches looking for jokes mocking African Americans with a disturbing frequency.
Really? What about Irishmen? Do they pick on them too?
Yeah.
Just curious.
They don't. No, maybe they should. But
when we were kids, remember that?
Don't.
Remember when we were kids, they had all those, what were they called? Race riots or something. They were joke books, and that was all it was inappropriate jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this.
I mean, I think, but I think, unfortunately, in the United States, African Americans are the big target of racism these days. There's no doubt about it.
That's
when
a shame.
You see that in the search.
Yeah.
That's really a shame.
Yeah,
So,
but not in our community.
So
We're
is
good.
it Google searches that give you the most information, or websites that people go to?
I think they're the best. I think they're the best because I think, I've also studied Facebook data and social media data, but social media data, that's a huge lie because people are trying to impress their friends. So
yes, I think you're right.
They say that you can act, if you compare the data on social media to the truth, they don't compare at all. People are more likely to read the National Enquirer, like a lowbrow tabloid, than the Atlantic, an intellectual magazine.
Right.
But on Facebook, they're 45 times more likely to say they read the Atlantic. They want to impress their friends that they're so intellectual, right? They're so intellectual, and they say they stay in luxury hotels way more frequently than people do, rather than budget hotels.
Seth,
everybody's driving a BM.
Is it broken?
Go ahead.
I'm just curious if it's broken down into demographics. Can you tell us, for example, what men look up? Well, we know what men look up. What women look up, or what somebody 80 years old looks up compared to somebody 18 years old. Is it broken down demographically?
You can do a little bit. You can do a little bit of that, yeah. And there are interesting patterns. One of the things that surprised me in the data is body insecurity. We think that when you think of bodily insecurity, you think that's predominantly females, right? That females are really insecure about their bodies. But you see on the internet, it's almost 50-50, almost as much insecurity among men about their bodies as women. Really concerned about their weight, about certain things, many elements of their body that they're kind of embarrassed or ashamed about. So, and I think they don't like telling other people because men are supposed to be above that.
Well, I love the idea you came up with, Seth. The book is called Everybody Lies. I have a copy of the book, by the way. If you want the copy that Seth sent us, you can have it. The rest of us have to go buy it, including me. Seth, how do we do that? Do you have a website?
You can go to everybodyliesbook.com, or you can just Google Everybody Lies. And if you don't Google it, I'll know it because I study the data.
And I really love the fact that you're a Leonard Cohen fan. That's pretty cool.
Oh, really? I love Leonard Cohen.
Oh, yeah. Now I know you actually read the book. Most people don't actually read books.
Doesn't it drive you nuts? Doesn't it drive you nuts that they changed the words to Hallelujah? Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the original is probably the best in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. He gave it his okay. Anyway, maybe he was lying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seth, thank you for thank you for being on the air.
Everybody does. So yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's all right. Thank you, Seth. Thank you for being on the air with us.
And thanks so much for having me.
Good interview. We'll be right back.
The Orlando Fringe is back for its 26th annual festival, May 16th through the 29th, with over 1,200 performances from local, national, and international performing arts companies, plus area high school thespians. There's something for everyone at the Orlando Fringe.